also, yeah, so when you took a breath, you went. Remember we talked about open. Try and just open the mouth a bit more. So just breathe. Don't restrict it. And four.
My name's Paul Duffy. I come from England, United Kingdom. I was born in a city called Liverpool, home to the Beatles and two very famous football clubs. I grew up in my local youth brass band playing cornet, and from there I went to the National Youth Brass Band of Great Britain, and from there, where I became the principal cornet, I got invited to join the Black Dyke Band, which is one of the most famous brass bands in the world and one of the greatest brass ensembles in the world. And I played as a soprano cornet player for 7 years, from 2006 to 2013. And last year I resigned from the band so I could branch out into new musical adventures. I decided to learn the trombone and the saxophone and many other instruments. And I've just released my first solo album. It's called Only Just Begun, in which I'm playing a total of 25 different instruments. One track, I have played every instrument in the brass band and recorded each part separately. It gives a very special sound, and I'm not sure it's been done before, but it's a nice achievement anyway.
This took many hours. I didn't count how many hours, but many hours. And it took me 2 or 3 attempts to get it right, actually. The main thing was the tuning. It's very easy to play in tune in an ensemble, but to play in tune to yourself through earphones isn't as easy. And then to make things exactly together, because if you're doing 25 different parts, if each one's just out by a millisecond, that becomes a mess. So it took a lot of knowledge, yeah, as a musician, but also as a recording engineer, this.
I'm a trumpet and cornet instructor here, so I direct the trumpet and cornet sections in their sectional rehearsals, preparing their pieces for the full band rehearsals. I take individual one-on-one lessons with everybody, or as much as I can, and I lead master classes also, and yeah, I'm just a helping hand to anybody that needs me also. So these notes now, I spent 4 or 5 years practicing. That's an F, and now it's okay, and again. Also teaching, you always learn new things teaching. You learn new things about the way you play and the way you should play or shouldn't play. You learn a lot from teaching other people. And also when somebody asks you how to explain something and you don't really know, you have to think, how do I play like that? How do I do this? So it's nice to have a understanding of what you do sometimes when you don't know how to do it.
And next time you have the answer.
Yeah, you have the answer ready, yes. Yeah.
Like,
Question from Norway.
like when I'm walking and I'm playing, my
Marching, you mean?
yes,
Yeah.
my air gets unsteady.
I think probably that is because you take in too many breaths. So you play a phrase dun 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 dun. Yeah? So this is Black Dyke, and the piano we recorded in Sweden, in Gothenburg, and Black Dyke we recorded in Leeds in England, and the trombone I did with Black Dyke in England. But it seems to match very well. We're very lucky. And it was a rough idea to start with, but I knew I wanted to create an album. I knew I wanted it to be my album, so I wanted to write most of the music. I wanted to record most of the music, perform most of the music. At the beginning, it looked like a big task, too big to do. But I started to learn the trombone. I thought, okay, now I have a brass section rather than just a trumpet section. And then I learnt the saxophone, so then suddenly I could already play the piano and the drums, so suddenly I could play a big band. And the ideas started to take shape. I spent the first 3 or 4 months just writing music. I didn't record anything, just writing music, making small demos. Yeah, and about 80% of the music on there is my own, either arranged or original music. And then I have some pieces which were written by other arrangers. Bill Geldard wrote a piece on there for Derek Watkins originally. It's called Only Just Begun, which is the title of the album. And this piece was always too high for me to play. I remember hearing James Morrison play it with Black Dyke in 2007. He came and did it as a guest soloist. And he made it sound easy. I thought, oh, I'm gonna have a go at that. And I got the music, and I was nowhere near. And then, well, that was 2007. It wasn't until maybe 2012, 2013, through different practice methods and new techniques I'd learned, and dedication really, I managed to increase my range on the trumpet. So I have it, and it goes up to a high A, a double A on the trumpet. It's a very high note. And but as soon as I recorded that one, I thought this is going to be really nice now. It's great to play all of the instruments myself. One of the great things about music is making it together with other people. So I invited some guests to be on the album, which is really, really nice for me to play with them, an honour. I have John Doyle, who used to be the flugelhorn player with Black Dyke. I have Richard Marshall, who is the principal cornet of Black Dyke currently. A singer from Sweden, actually, from Gothenburg, called Emma Björnell. She's singing some jazz standards on there. And also very lucky to have the young co-principal trombone of the London Symphony Orchestra. His name is Peter Moore. It's really a real thrill to have all of those guys play on there. And also the Black Dyke Band have played a few pieces with me too. It's always nice to give a masterclass, especially to younger people, because for one reason, on weeks like this, it's really tough on their lips, so they need some time to rest, and also it's nice for me just to share some of my experiences and my knowledge as well as a trumpet musician. So yeah, this last year I bought a machine called a loop station. It's very popular in pop music. A guy called Ed Sheeran was the first guy that I saw use it, and he could go onto stage and within a minute he would sound like he had a whole band accompanying him, but it was just himself, one guitar, one voice, and he used this loop station which records whatever he's playing on stage. So he could build up chords and harmonies and things. So I bought one last year and I thought this would be great now that I can play many different instruments. So yeah, now I can play some chords on the trombone and lay down some beats with my mouth and then play on top of it. It's really nice. So you can become a one-man band. I remember when I used to attend these camps as a student when I was a child, I always felt inspired to practice, and some of the greatest developments that I made as a musician were after my time at the National Youth Brass Band. We would do the week, and just hearing people better than me play really inspired me to go home, and then I would practice for 3-4 hours a day for certainly the few weeks after. So hopefully here we do that. We inspire the delegates to go home and practice and go away and become better at their instruments.
Brass weather, sunny intervals, shiny intervals, intervals. Brass language, the notes translated for everyone.
This was very hard to record.
Dom 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 dom
and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak, and I seem to find the happiness I seek when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek. Heaven, I'm in heaven, and the cares that hung around me through the week seems to vanish like a gambler's lucky streak when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I love to climb a mountain.
For the next 12 months now, until next summer, pretty much I'm out and about on the road promoting the album. I have many dates in Europe now. Now I'm 6 weeks away in Europe, and then in the fall I'm not so busy, but I'm away 9 times to Switzerland promoting, and then after Christmas I go to Canada and the USA on a tour, and then also to Japan. So it's a busy time as a performer this year, and I also hope to, in my free time, spare time in between, I also hope to start working as a music producer, making some albums for other people, other musicians.
When we're out together dancing cheek to out together, dancing cheek to cheek, dum 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 dum.